welcome to a brand new episode of Drag the Lake. I'm one of your hosts, Andy Malafarina. With me, as always, the late great Pat George. Pat, how the heck you doing, you silly son of a bitch?
Andy, I am doing wonderful. I want to thank you personally for inviting me here today to talk music with you. And RuPaul's
You're my co-host.
Drag the Lake.
You're my co-host.
Yeah. I think we should also change the name to RuPaul's Drag the Lake. I think.
I thought we were. No, wasn't our podcast
Danzig Era Misfits?
Welcome to a brand new episode of Danzig Era Misfits. I am your host, Glenn Danzig.
And I am the Misfits on the other one.
This is my co-host, Gigi Allen's son.
It's it's an honor. I feel like it's weird. I could have sworn I brought that up before, but if we're going canon here, yeah, absolutely. Gigi Allen in the blood, which means feces. My cat's turning the camera. It's a fucking Sunday morning, dude. It is a Sunday, dude. You know what I mean? We're here for Christ.
We're here on Sunday, ready to talk about music and what?
I saw some pretty good feedback about the
That's what you had to. That's why you had to stop me with. I couldn't get to the end of my sentence.
No, because I was still in the middle of mine.
No. Here, I'm glad you brought that up. You pause between thoughts too long.
I'm just being polite.
I wanted to see how long we could pause for.
I'm letting you finish.
No, you do this thing where you do this thing and it trips, and I don't want to interrupt you because I interrupt constantly because that's the way I am. I get called out for it all the time and I try not to do it. But you have these pauses sometimes where I'll go to jump in and then you'll be like, and then Fat Mike did this. And I'm like, oh,
called a pregnant pause. It's a key.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to push that pause down the fucking steps, dude. That's what I'm trying to do over here.
I want to abort my pauses. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here with me, Andy. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good. I'm pretty Now, if you were hilarious, you'd start talking again right there.
I'm not.
All right. Good thing we set the tone in a positive direction.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Hi.
How you been, buddy? How you doing this morning?
Pretty good, man. I bet for the first time on MMA last night, and I won.
Oh, that picture was hilarious.
You like that? Dom didn't get the context. I sent her a picture of the betting slip and my cookie sundae that I ordered.
Yeah, I don't know what the context was. All I know is I got a text from Pat George where he was eating a chocolate chip cookie sundae, and he showed me at a casino. He was eating a chocolate chip cookie sundae at a casino, and he had a picture of his betting slip where he didn't put that much money down. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, what is he trying to tell me? I looked close and it was like possible earnings $24. I was like, cool, dude.
But $5 bet. So that's like, I mean, come on. You know how I pick them. It was a parlay. Andy, I tried to make it interesting. I ended up betting on almost every fight both ways.
I mean, dude, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong about your fucking pauses. But no,
over and out.
I actually got to give a shout out to DraftKings just uses like Vegas odds, right?
I think so, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so DraftKings just uses Vegas odds, and I will say Vegas odds are pretty good on prelims. When I used to watch MMA more regularly, on the prelims, you can go down the odds if you're just picking like who's going to win or something, not if like they're going to win second round on a fucking arm bar or whatever the fuck. But if you're just betting on who's going to win, prelims are usually pretty on point. It's when you start getting to, if you just go down the card on the main card, you're probably going to have like, it usually ends up being like 40 to 50% success rate. Cause there's always going to be one of the fights is almost always an upset from, I'm just going off my betting experience. One of the fights is going to be an upset. And then and then you're going to have, one will be like a major upset. One, you're going to have like a knockout or something you weren't expecting. And then the others will be more or less on par. So through that, yeah, if you just go down the list on the main card, I've noticed I had like a 50% success rate with that.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know what like the odds and stuff like that. It was weird because we were at the Barstool Sports part of the casino, so like
Oh, cool.
they have their own little table in the back. So like
Where was that? Philly?
no, that was in Hollywood Casino. So like 15 minutes from here, like 20 minutes from here. I don't know exactly where it is, but my buddy drove.
Okay. So wait, Barstool has a thing in the casino?
Yeah, they have it's like a restaurant. It's like a little they have a bar area and then like pretty good burger, pretty good tots, not crazy overpriced. Excellent sundae with cookies. The cherry was exquisite.
Tastes great if you're a full grown man with your buddy.
And you just made your first legal bet on MMA. I mean, that's pretty cool.
No, I will say I am a fan of the boys going and getting sweet treats. When I used to wait tables, I remember one time there was these two big burly trucker looking motherfuckers, and they both got margaritas and cheesecake, and that was a beautiful sight. And they were content with it, and they were just happy and ecstatic. And I was like, dude, more of this, more of this. I think the boys should confidently go get some sweet treats together, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was I even dad joked it when the lady came over because actually my friend that I was with also ordered a cookie sundae, and when she set them down, I go, actually that one's mine, and she didn't laugh. She didn't come over to the table anymore.
she was like, I talked to my manager and I've requested to switch to have my table.
He said, I don't have to talk to you anymore. But it's pretty cool. There's like a
I don't legally have to interact with you, sir.
As soon as you sign that receipt, I do not legally have to talk to you anymore. I was there, so you can get a table like a regular restaurant or whatever, and then there's like the back of the room or whatever. There's a counter where they have like two more TV screens and then a guy there that will take your bets. So yeah. I don't know a ton about betting in general. So I was like, he's like, how can I help you? And I was like, I want a parlay. And he's
MMA is real good for parlays. Parlays are fun, and because like you would have a lot of fun with MMA parlays. Or wait, I'm cutting you off. Did you do one?
Yeah, I did actually. I did a couple. I did a Amanda Lemos and Aljamain parlay for 5. That was the ticket I sent you. And then I was like, the Neil Magny and Ian Gary, I felt like it was a little crazy out of whack. I felt like, so my problem with MMA, and every time you ask me, is the fact that who do I think is going to win, but who do I know this other person can win. It's one of those things that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought Aljamain Sterling could totally beat Sean O'Malley, but who did I think was going to win? Sean O'Malley. So I ended up doing a Ian Gary win, Sean O'Malley win parlay, and that's the one I ended up winning on. But it's just one of those things that like it's cool to know like when I started talking to the guy and asking about the parlays or whatever. I was like, how many do I have to pick? And he's like, you can do 2, 3. Like I tried to tell him I have never done this. I don't fucking know what I'm doing. Like. I know a little bit of it. Help me out here. But obviously they can't. They can't go like, well, you should bet on this.
Yeah.
So he just said, like, I was like, do I have to? So you can pick like by the finish and everything like that. Or is that only on DraftKings? Like, because I wanted to say,
Pat, you can bet on fucking anything, dude.
Literally, like, that's it. Like, it's open to anything.
Like, I mean, obviously there's an extent that they're going to, but like they're crazy with it during the fucking Super Bowl. Like during the Super Bowl, the DraftKings app, I'll go into that and they'll be like, like how many times is the quarterback going to scratch his balls in the first quarter? Like you can fucking bet
and those
on
are
anything.
Prop bets, right? That's prop bet.
Well, when he scratches his balls, it props up. I get propped up. So yeah, it is a prop bet for me.
I get a little
Yeah, I had a different evening. Because and this will segue into talking about music, but I just want to put out a PSA. If you guys aren't drunk, don't use fucking Grubhub or DoorDash or any of those. Go get it, and not even go get it. Order it off the fucking website. So we got we were gonna go out because we missed our anniversary because I was doing shows and stuff, and then we were gonna go out, and then we were just both feeling like lazy and fat, so we were like, let's stay inside, let's fucking get some takeout, let's get some drinks, let's watch a fucking movie. We ended up watching this fucked up movie called God is a Bullet, where it was the dude who played Jamie Lannister, and he was saving his daughter from Satanists who kidnapped him and raped his wife. It was intense. It was a good movie. It was kind of shitty, but it was like really good. Like it was like a lot of things in it were done poorly, but as a whole, it was a good movie. So go watch God is a Bullet. But then we got like Greek food because I was sitting there trying to figure out what I wanted, and it just hit me, and I go, I really just want to taste tzatziki sauce, but you can't just drink that because that's insane. So I was like, I need a tzatziki sauce delivery system, and I go, oh, let's go get Greek food. So I get it up on fucking DoorDash. Just going to pick this shit up, fucking $70. I got 3 gyros because I got 2 for dinner, 1 for later when we were drunk. The wife got a gyro platter and some hummus and fucking pita. $70. I go on the website. First off, gyros on the website, $2 cheaper. That's crazy. And then, dude, and I do all the shit. Order on the website, $70 on the fucking app, $48 on the fucking website. And I was going to go pick it up in both versions of it anyway.
Yeah. So wait, you just used DoorDash just to order it ahead. That's the only thing. You didn't have, it wasn't delivered or anything like that.
Well, I'm still bad with a lot of like the shit that's around us, with takeout. So I was using DoorDash to find a place, but so I found the place and then I went to their website and ordered it. Dude, literally fucking $22 cheaper on the fucking going on the website. So cause I'm getting annoyed because a lot of these apps to make our lives fucking convenient, like fucking Airbnb. I've been saying this about Airbnb, if you're going with less than 4 people, don't get an Airbnb. If it's 4 or more, get an Airbnb. But if it's like 2 or 3 of you, get a fucking hotel room. It's fucking cheaper. Like I was going all weekend with Robbie getting hotels. It's fucking way cheaper than a goddamn Airbnb. And they make your fucking bed and don't ask you to do fucking laundry. And the same thing, it's like if you order this shit through DoorDash and all this other stuff, and they make you feel like it's cheaper, but literally I was gonna go do the exact same thing, and it was $20 cheaper on the fucking app. So that was my PSA to just stop using DoorDash. If you're hammered, use DoorDash. Like, yeah, I will say this. One time it was like midnight and me and Steph were drunk and all we had was like, because we don't keep snacks in the house, because if we keep snacks in the house, me and Steph are the 2 types that are going to go fucking ham on all those snacks. And then it was like midnight, and we were sitting there like, we're drunk, and we're like, damn, I wish we kept snacks in the fucking house. So I go, I got it, babe. Don't worry. I'm going to drop fucking $60-$70 on McDonald's. So we're hammered. That's when DoorDash comes into fucking handy. Yeah. They can hit you up with the McDonald's delivery at fucking midnight. But other than that, if you're not drunk, just go get it.
There was a musical element to my night as well. The whole card, with the exception of the main event, as only when they were just starting fighting, was a fucking DJ was playing over the all of the TVs were down, and it was a DJ blasting Justin Bieber. I wanted so badly to go over, unplug his shit, and just go, does anybody here? Did anybody come to Barstool Sports to listen to Justin Bieber this evening? Anybody?
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy too, because 99% of the time, the commentary team on UFC pay-per-views fucking rule.
It rules. It was Cormier, Rogan, and Anik. It's like the best combination.
Actually, let me clarify this. On the pay-per-views, like the fight nights, if they throw in a guy that they're trying to test out, it may be hit or miss. But on the fucking pay-per-views, they rule 10 out of 10 times. Because like you said, it's almost always going to be Rogan. Cormier's fucking great. What's the thin dude's name that's like bald and always starts spazzing and shit?
John Anik, yeah.
Yeah, Anik fucking rules. Like, so Damn, so they were just blasting fucking Bieber over all that?
Like it was crazy. It was like dance music, and I'm like, look, I understand it's a Saturday night. It's any other Saturday night. It's a Saturday night, but it is a fucking pay-per-view UFC night. Even if it was a fight night, I can understand you playing music over it. But like, dude, this is it's a fucking sports bar. Why is there a DJ playing instead of
Dude?
the
And you know what
sound
the
of violence?
You know what the craziest part too is? Like, you said it was a Saturday night,
Yeah.
and like they're playing Justin Bieber over UFC, and it's well known that Saturday night's all right for fighting.
Right. Like
By John Lennon.
play that. But at least play that song.
That would be sick, actually, during the whole UFC event. That would be fun during the fight, and it's just going Saturday,
And like you get sick of it, and then by the co-main, you're like fucking Saturday.
I will say this as a sidebar on that song Saturday, as a fan of turning songs gay. Saturday is a fun song to turn gay. So when he goes Saturday, 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 or however the fuck it goes, you yell, I am gay, I am gay. It's a fun thing to shift. Oh, but my music thing was, here's the thing. I would like some credit from the listeners. And speaking from the listeners, we should have read a comment a while ago. We got BNA in the chat. So I guess it was 7 years today since Tom from Architects passed away from cancer. Rest in peace, Tom. I never listened to Architects a lot because they're, from my POV on Architects, with his passing, it feels like their ability to write good music also passed, because I have been up to date on Architects and I have not. It all just sounds like metalcore butt rock, if I'm remembering it properly. And I remember a bunch of their old shit was definitely a lot of wiggity wiggities and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely got it. Do you ever listen to Architects?
Yeah, I feel like I may have dabbled, but I never got into them. Especially not enough to know, unfortunately, that one of their members passed away. I didn't know that somebody. But I feel like it's weird though. I feel like I've seen them. I think I may have seen them live. It sounds so familiar, but I don't know if I ever really like.
Really?
A buddy of mine was, I think, really into them. I'm pretty sure. Are they? If I'm remembering correctly, are they like super heavy, like kind of proggy?
Yeah, they were kind of, from what I remember, they were kind of proggy, technical metalcore, and then shifted into more of like a butt rock style of metalcore. But like I said,
when he was
like I said, I didn't keep super up to date with fucking Architects. Did you ever hear the band Wage War?
No.
They were another type of band like Architects. Like, were consistently ripping and then slowly shifted over into the butt rock. I think Wage War was Wage War. Oh, he's saying Tom was the primary songwriter. So yeah, this is definitely showing a lot of credence to what my guess. So definitely give me points in the educated guess department. But Wage War was another band that started out, from what I remember, sick and then shifted into a more egregious butt rocky spectrum. But they were a band that I actually just watched the thing on this. Apparently, Wage War has gotten grief for a fucking while because people kept claiming they were ripping off like this main Architects riff because it sounds very similar. I forget which riff it actually was, but it was funny. I saw him on this one podcast basically because it was funny because apparently this dude has been so tormented by people being like, because it's turned into a meme at this point in those spaces. People have tormented him so much with like, you ripped off the Architects riff. You ripped off the Architects riff. He's literally on a podcast and he's like, yo, I found this voice memo in my fucking iPhone. Here's the timestamps. This is when their song came out.
Geez.
And I'm like, damn, because that's like, and I say that to say that's why I really try to, like, as best as I can, check my fucking facts on stuff, because you can really fucking something can get a life of its own, and then you just turns out it wasn't even close to that fucking case. That's why I don't I don't know. You remember the old stories? I know I was super pro Bible on the last episode, but I always laughed where there was always that fucking thing where when they were at the Last Supper, Jesus was like, "Yo, just take my fucking word for it," and all the dudes at the Last Supper were like, "Nah, I'm gonna need some evidence," and then Jesus was like, "You're gonna regret that. I might smite the fuck out of you." Like, remember that? There was like some fucking thing with that at the Last Supper because he was like, "These dudes are ass because they don't just trust me blindly," and it's like, Jesus, if I may, I've seen enough Netflix documentaries where, like, there's this great Netflix series where it's like trial by media, and it basically the whole series is them being like, yeah, the story is never what you think it is.
Yeah.
What starts trending in the fucking media.
Yeah, Dom's been watching that the Depp versus Amber Heard documentary series or whatever.
Oh yeah, we watched an episode of that yesterday too.
It's nuts, dude. Like it's very much in line to what you're saying about like the media and shit like that. Of like, as soon as something happens, like people's just perceptions of your body language become reality. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're just like, oh, she's obviously lying. It's all this bullshit of like, it's just crazy to me, like how many people want to make other people's business their business most of the time. When I'm like, we're somebody who like we put ourselves out there to, a heavy percentage. You know what I mean? Like we make a lot of content. We go on stage. We try to perform. We try to get a following, whatever. Like, but like, there's still parts of it like that are. I don't know, man. Like I don't like trials like that where it's like so that's just a bunch of personal shit between two people. It's so weird that everybody gets so involved and everybody has an opinion on this shit. One person literally they're doing a podcast like you watch the series or whatever, right? Like
just one episode.
They tell like facts of the case. They show, part of the court hearing, and then they show a bunch of like influencers and people commenting on it. And one person actually said like, I don't know anything about trials or anything like that. And like, you're doing a show about a fucking court case and you're everything they're talking about. You're like, I don't know what that means. And it's like, but here's what I think. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's the problem with law is everybody that's qualified to talk about it is boring as fuck. And everybody that doesn't know what they're talking about is just going to go like is Nancy Grace or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
You know what I think? You know what I think that comes from? I think it's two things. And I'm going to oversimplify the problem, but I also think I'm 100% like right in the abstract. But I think Heard pooping on the bed was wild. Yeah, she totally that was so goddamn funny when they were talking about her pooping on the bed and they were like, oh, by the way, people listening, I'm reading a comment. Audio only. I didn't just have the most severe ADHD in my life. I'm reading a comment.
You interrupted yourself with your
Pat, can I finish? Andy, please, can I finish? Yeah, that was the funniest part on the first episode I watched because they were like, she was like, I didn't poop on the bed. We had a dog. And Johnny Depp's like, they're fucking teacup Yorkshies or Terriers or whatever the fuck they're called. They're like, I know what fucking dog poop is. And I'll say this, if you could have had the biggest fucking Rottweiler, Pitbull, whatever the fuck in the goddamn world, that's still not going to look like human shit.
No. It's gonna be. There's like dogs don't eat Chipotle. I don't think as much as humans do. You know what I mean? Like it's noticeable. Stop.
Yeah, hot girl shit is never gonna look like human dog shit ever. Yeah.
Although it is usually on a glass table. If I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah. Wait. What were we talking? What were we talking about right before I interrupted myself?
You were talking about Amber Heard, the pooping.
Right before the poop.
About it not being any of our business, but everybody. A bunch of people. Anybody qualified to talk about law?
Oh yeah. Thank you. So I remember what I was gonna say is I think it's twofold, and I say this from experience because I spent most of my life being a fucking lazy fat sack of shit and wanting to take the easy way on things. So I'm speaking from experience, and I think it was like twofold. I think it was the invention of or not the invention but Facebook implicating. Do you remember back in the day when we used Facebook regularly and you would log on, you'd go into the app and it wouldn't just say post your status here. It would say, what do you think?
What's on your mind?
It would say
Yeah.
what's or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what it said actually. It would say what's on your mind or what do you think.
I
And
remember always thinking that was so douchey. Like,
I swear to God, I think that like implemented in people's heads, like I need to have a take. I
yeah,
always need to have something to say.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
you see that political thing where they'll be like silence is violence, and it's like not necessarily.
no,
Maybe I don't fucking have all the info yet.
yeah,
But it's this thing they put into people. It's this thing they put into people where they're just like, you need to have a fucking opinion on everything,
yeah,
every fucking thing all the time. And then you mix that with the rise of like the social media influencer. And it just on the surface, it looks just like, oh, you're just chilling. You're just hanging out. It's just vibes.
yeah,
And so, and it got me at a young age too. I definitely got influenced by that sort of like mindset and that possible aspiration of a career and stuff like that. And I think it fucking it tricks people into it gets people into these modes where people have to constantly be because the this podcasting thing, it looks more fun. People don't realize it's like more work than you fucking realize.
yeah,
Like I have to sit and do a lot of research so I just don't sound completely retarded. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, yeah.
I have to like do a lot. It's more. It's it's a lot of playing Fortnite while listening to podcasts, but it's still work.
Dude,
It's still.
I figured this. I had to let go of a lot of stigmas that I put on myself from like hearing other people and their process and stuff like that. And they're like, "Yeah, dude, I sit down sometimes. I'll write like 2 hours a day," and I'm like, I don't write literally.
Yeah.
So like it's one of those things that I do a lot of my stuff like when I'm thinking is when I do a lot of driving. So the more driving I can do, the more writing I'm doing, the more whatever. That's my writing time. That's my
Yeah.
thinking time. That's my joke. Like it's crazy because like I have to be doing busy work. I can't just sit down and go boop boop boop. I'm gonna organize my thoughts. Look at me, just here knowing how to put things in order. Do 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 do.
Yeah, and I
Pay my bills on time.
yeah, fuck that. That's
Yay.
corny
Yikes.
shit.
Yeah.
But the last thing I was gonna say, and I think that's what leads us to what you were saying earlier. This one guy going, now here's the thing. I don't know any court terminology, but let me weigh in. And it's because the grip of the influencer of the guy who just, you could just sit and play video games all day. Like it's so enticing and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's why you get a lot of this stuff created. And it's why, while I have chosen, because I feel like I might be coming off as a hypocrite because I do love spending all my time in those spaces. And I think the reason I love being in these spaces is because I see so much. I'm like the fucking teacher talking to the burnout student. I see so much potential. I see so much potential in these spaces, but all these spaces are just bogged down with just bullshit. And bro, one of my favorite fucking things is going on these fucking YouTube drama or Twitch streamer drama breakdowns, because you start to learn, like, your average YouTuber, your average Twitch streamer is insane. They're like 9 times out of 10, they are insane psychopaths. That's why everyone thinks something's up with Mr. Beast, because he's not fucking crazy. He's just probably a chill dude.
I think that's the simplification that we need, Andy, is the thing that people are so interested. The same thing that makes them interested in this trial between this fucking crazy bitch that's pooping on beds and this drunk guy that's trying his hardest not to punch this little blonde girl. You know what I mean? Like he's just like, fucking, please just stop fucking shitting on my fucking bed. Like, I was a fucking pirate, goddammit.
Most of that trial should have just been them like, you seriously didn't hit her. Because like with all the fuck, it should have just been like all the evidence they kept seeing. There's like, well, there's no way he didn't hit her. There's no way.
Most
this
of the
bitch
jurors
is the
are like,
worst.
Really? And they make another note. Okay, all right. And then
Also,
she told you that. And then, all right. But
also, you know what the best thing to do to a guy who's getting shit-faced on wine at 8 a.m. is nag him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. If I'm getting shit faced on wine at fucking 8 a.m, maybe like give me a hug. That's definitely what I need.
Yeah, I definitely there's more. It's more nurture than nature at this point. But with this like simplification, I think is the same interest in that is the same interest that people have in like YouTubers is the same one that they have in like serial killers. It's mental illness. People are interested in watching mental illness play out in real time. So like when they find a murderer, they're
You
like,
know what?
oh,
You
that's
just made me
crazy.
think. I should say this. Speaking of that, thank you for listening to the podcast,
Yeah,
guys.
right. Right. That's
We
exactly what
appreciate
this is.
we appreciate you so much for speaking of enjoying mental illness. Thank you for listening to the podcast.
But I think that's kind of that's the same reflex is that kind of like people are like interested in finding out like what makes you, because that's the thing is I don't necessarily have the compulsion to like I want to make cool shit for that people enjoy, but like I'm not sitting here going like, hey guys, like, hey, I'm gonna fill this fucking bathtub filled with cat guts and I'm gonna dive inside of it. Actually, that would be pretty cool.
Hey guys, what's up? I just bought a bunch of tech decks. I'm gonna let my dad face fuck me.
Oh, by the way, click like and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell for the next time we go live. You're gonna find out when we're playing new music that you've probably already heard of.
Click like and subscribe. Find out when I'm gonna fuck my brother. We're gonna get face tattoos and make out.
Dude, yeah, the Island Boys, that's crazy. They have is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's what it gets to. That's the dark side. We're gonna be watching Netflix documentaries on these in like 10 years.
Yeah. I also too just like the way I am, I need an outlet where I can talk endlessly about things. That's what I realized. Like I just need to, that's half the reason I like doing this is I just need to talk. I need to say things and I need to talk and talk. I probably just need therapy, but
yeah,
I mean
same.
like this is kind of my therapy.
Yeah,
No, I want every open micer who says that the stage is their therapy. I want them to lean into whatever mental illness is bothering them. I want them to listen to the voices and agree with them, because that's the most obnoxious thing in the world.
I want them to lean onto a table and knock a lamp over and break it, and then fall into the glass.
And then get electrocuted.
Because if they say it on stage, it really bothers me when people say it on stage. If people say it outside, it's kind of like, yeah, we don't say that though. Yeah, we work stuff out on stage, yes, but we don't say it. I don't think it's it's kind of a thing.
Well, that's why like my old podcast sucked ass, because every other fucking episode would be me being like, this is what I'm sad about and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's when it's like, just go get a therapist. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
my thing is more just I look out into the world and I go, nah, you guys are getting it wrong. Yeah. You guys need Andy to save the day.
Guys, let me tell you what's wrong with your music video. Hold on.
Oh, are you a small band just barely making by? Let's make you feel bad.
Yeah, hold on a minute. You didn't do good enough.
Nah, dude. All that shit with Capra definitely, like, cause like I remember for the longest time I'd be apprehensive about getting into like being like worried about like, oh, maybe I'll come off too mean or whatever the fuck. And now it's like, yo, we spent 20 minutes taking apart this fucking small ass band. We're a small ass podcast. I'm not shitting on you for being small, but just this small ass band who like they commented like we have no money, and we just were dissecting it way too autistically. And then fucking we get messages from their guitarist being like, "You guys rule," and I was like, "Wait, what?
Yeah.
That wasn't supposed to happen. We were annoying."
Yeah, and that's the thing is like it's nice to know that. That's at least that's the people that we're looking for, is the people that get it, the people that know that like it's
and
you
then
you heard the good,
and then on top of that too, another big part of me that makes me not want to bite my tongue on anything. One, because if you do, you're a pussy, but also the other part is like I always say, there's music being made now that's better than anything I've ever heard. But while that's happening, some of the worst music ever is also being made.
Yeah.
And So I kind of look at it like that. It's like, okay, you don't like the hot takes. Well, make the music better, dude. You know what I mean? Hot takes will cease to exist when music gets better. I'm sorry. Like, we need a better percentage of less. We need less dog shit.
Yeah, my thing is, I feel like most of my opinions are pretty much like they're created or they're molded out of like a lot of trial and error and a lot of weird, crazy research and a lot of things viewed at my perspective. And with that, so like I realize that with this, I mean, kind of like, dude, I almost like I give up on so many bands from back in the day that like it's like I forget the fucking internet exists, and then I'm like, yeah, why didn't I go back? Because like literally, I wrote off Avenged Sevenfold after City of Evil, and after they continued to put out music like that until I heard
The
them.
stream.
Well, yeah, just recently that song was like, holy shit, I think they figured it out. The exact mix that I like
Yeah.
of them, of the old shit and the new shit. Because that's the thing is like I'm not saying that they're bad musicians or they're just making music I don't like. And that's what I want to do. Is like anytime I'm sharing my opinion, it's literally just my opinion. I'm not saying that this is right or wrong, but I'm saying from how I view it, this is and usually I think it's based in something, whether it be like you said, true autism, or maybe it's just an actual like a real like, I hate it when fucking bands do this shit. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
also want to encourage more input from the audience because I was listening to what are they called? Orbit Culture.
oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
I was picking up beer the other night. I was listening to, and dude, I gotta be honest. When you're drinking and driving, like Orbit Culture, no, I wasn't doing it. Oh, by the way, oh fuck, I should have, dude. I gotta send you this song. I found the most straight edge band ever, and they rip so hard, but their lyrics are, wait, No Cure. Yeah, they're what the fuck? I don't want to say too much before I find the actual name of this fucking song. But no, so I was playing Orbit Culture. I was playing Orbit Culture on the way to get and I was like, oh, this fucking rips. But I was laughing because I was like, this is not in the realm of shit I'm gonna listen to. So, or I'm gonna like find on my own. So I was like, oh, that fucking rules that they were commenting that stuff. And then also too, a lot of the comments on our videos fills in the holes that I have in like my knowledge on things. So I posted a reaction to this new Wolf and Bear, which if you don't, I forget, Pat, do you like Dance Gavin Dance? You were kind of like medium on them, right?
Yeah, like that was another band that like I had one of their albums when I was younger, and then after that, if I didn't hear about them, I was like, I'd go like, oh yeah, they probably broke up. I just assumed that they didn't exist anymore. But yeah, I do like them. Yeah.
Yeah, to their credit, they should have broken up. They a normal band would have broken up 10 times over.
Yeah.
But Dance Gavin Dance fucking they kept their head down and just fucking plowed through that shit.
They did it
the same way Tillian plowed through rape charges. Anyway, or I'm sorry, accusations.
Alleged,
alleged rape.
That's the thing.
Sorry.
I was like,
sorry, we're Law and Order Warped Tour unit. We're always on the case. But yeah, no, I posted the video for Wolf and Bear, and then like some listeners were commenting on, because I was like confused. I was like, who's that? Who's this? They sound like this. They sound like that, and they were kind of like filling in blanks on it. So it's funny. I sometimes feel like I'm fucking dumb because the comments are. Like, the people commenting know more than me half the fucking time. So I'm almost sitting here like, why the fuck do you listen? You guys should start a podcast and all listen to it.
Well, yeah. We'll have like drag some more lakes, or maybe you guys take the Drag the Lake name, and we'll just continue with the Misfits era Danzig band name. Well,
you guys could
why don't we just start a band?
We should. You need to move to Jersey so we can start a band.
Let's do it. Well, why don't we both move to Jersey?
I live in Jersey.
Cool. Halfway there.
But yeah, you guys know Amity Affliction? Yes, we do. And to answer the question, you're probably thinking, no, we are not named after that song. It is a Every Time I Die reference.
Yeah. Okay, pal.
No, I definitely wouldn't have. There's part of me that wouldn't have named the podcast this if I knew there was a very popular song by the same name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's by
Its
the
name, Drag the Lake, is the name of the
yeah,
song.
Amity. Is it Amity or Amity Affliction?
And is their song named after the Every Time I Die song?
That would be a fucking crazy coincidence.
Yeah, I'll take that. I would take that then. Then that would be okay.
Oh, but let me show you this. Let me show you this band. We won't play the video, but they're called No Cure, and the song is "No Cure, Straight Edge, Die Slow, Fuck You."
That's the villain, right?
Yeah, and the song, they are. If you watch the video, they're pretty pissed about beer. They're pretty pissed about beer. But I got to be honest, like, cause I used to like roll my eyes at straight edge music, but then I started to realize like good hardcore music is made through anger. And who's angrier than someone that just can't relax at the end of the week?
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
So in a weird way, there is part of me that goes, you know what? Don't drink. I will, but you don't.
Yeah. More for me.
More for me, and I'll get an Uber because I listened to your song, and you said don't drink and drive. Now I had to think about it because that's on the surface crazy, but then I thought about it. And I'm like, you know what? I will. I'll get an Uber. All jokes aside, YouTube, if you're watching this, drinking and driving is bad. Don't do that.
You might spill your beer. Am I right?
but to be fair, sometimes you're at a bar and then you're like, I want to go home.
Yeah. And how am I going to get my car there?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Tell cops to stop writing tickets for parking illegally, or eliminate tow trucks, and then we're going to talk about it. But until then, like, we're going to drive drunk. Dude, I drove so drunk one time that I came to halfway through driving home, and it scared the shit out of me, and I have not done it since.
That'll do it.
I scared the shit out of myself fucking straight. Like that was like it was
Jesus Christ, really?
It was like the luckiest case scenario. And it must have been a blackout, but I wasn't like passed out, obviously. You know what I'm talking about? Like where you just aren't remembering things.
This was definitely Florida, Pat.
Oh yeah. This was Florida. This was Florida like teenager Pat.
Oh no.
I was like driving one of my first cars. I think my first car that I ever owned. It was a Toyota Paseo.
Oh, I bet you. I can just picture you every time because you did Liberty Spikes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do.
I know. I had a Mohawk. I had a full like the Mohawk one.
Oh, I just had this mental image of you doing Liberty Spikes, and then every single time them getting bent when you get into your car.
Yeah. So yeah, I would have to drive like that.
Then you come out with bent Liberty Spikes.
Yeah, it would a lot of times. Actually, if you used Rave number 4, and you like kind of took a washcloth and did this to your hair beforehand,
yeah,
it would make it so it would bend and it would still go back. Lots of hair tips. That's when I really started to come to realize that like, oh, like the more punk you look, the less punk you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least in my case, like the more I tried to
that's
look
such a good point.
The less punk I felt. And I was just like, why am I doing this? Why am I? And not to mention because I was a fatter kid, all the clothes were tight. If they fit, they were super tight and I didn't look cool in it. So like, what am I doing? So
if I was thin, there would have been like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of cringy pictures if you go back into like my high school age. But dude, if I was an attractive little boy, there would be, because I would have done, dude, knowing how I was, I should say, because I'm way less, I'm still cringe, but I'm way less cringe than I was. But knowing how I was, if I was like attractive and getting more attention from girls, I would have been like, I would have done all of it. You would have seen like, dude, because like one time I did do I dressed up like Billy Joe from Green Day and I did eyeliner and I did that one time and I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh God, why? I looked like that fucking gif of Jonah Hill walking down the hall like You know, that one everyone posts where he's all fat looking like My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
I looked like I did that one time and I go, oh God, no. And then like just so it's like not being hot in high school really saved me from, because dude, if I was, I wanted to be one of those fucking flippy hair, skinny jean eyeliner pussy so bad, because I thought like that was just like, because in my friend group that got you pussy, and I just thought they looked sick. And I would have fucking, but I was just like, anytime I got close to that, I like dressing or wearing or doing any, and I'm like, nah, you're not, like, look at you, you're not that guy. Let's not do this.
It got to the point where I was making fun of the kids in the tight jeans so much, but even more the fat kids that tried to fit into the tight jeans and still tried to do it. I would focus in on them and I'd be like, I know exactly what you're trying to do, you fucking loser.
Well, like, and it was extra bad.
Fucking cargo shorts. Just be comfortable and enjoy the music.
It was extra bad in high school too, because skinny jeans, the big companies didn't catch on to the skinny jean trend right away. So in high school, it wasn't until honestly like college for me, I remember. I always forget, you're like 4 years older than me?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, you're like 3 or 4, I think. So for me, it wasn't until mid college when I started noticing, because I would never go to like the cool guy stores. I just was never in that mindset. I would never go to like the cool guy store, the fashionable stores and this and that. But then I started noticing around mid college for me, which would probably have been, I went to college from 08 to 012, and yeah, probably around 2010 was when, for me, I noticed a lot of that shit started to get into like normal stores. So when you were in high school, you had to just get girls' pants.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, literally, yeah.
And the thing about girls' pants is they're for girls, and girls have like they have nice childbearing hips, and dudes don't. So like, and like the way that the pants are cut, just if you're a big fat monster, it looks 10 times funnier when you're doing that.
You look like an egg that's sitting on top of like a fork or something like that. Like, it's so crazy. Like it's nuts. Like the body shape of it. Like it's crazy that, and I understand the impulse. I get it. I had it, and there was still hope every once in a while. Like I would go to, like, again, I would go to like any of the, like, if like Hot Topic had like the cool plaid pants with all the fucking zippers on it and shit, I would like look through the sizes, be like, nope. Nope.
This is what your leg would look like. A neti pot.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's your butt. That's your torso and head up there. It's one big circle on the top.
And this is, and in your skinny jeans, this is you pissing in a girl's nose. Remember we would do that? Remember when you would do that?
Piss in a girl's nose? Yeah, you put your pee hole right up to their one nostril and it comes out the other.
You'd crank up Ohio is for Lovers and pee on a girl. That's high school.
Yeah. I would make fun of, like I said, I would mock that, but secretly, obviously, be jealous of the fact that they can dress so cool and that it looked so effortless, and the fact that I just had to do so much to make sure that my creases didn't smell, or like, I covered my ass crack or something like that.
Well, and it's interesting now. Like, the way, because there would always be fashion choices, and I'd always laugh when dudes would look at certain like musicians and they'd dress a little effeminate, and they'd be like, "Why the fuck are you doing?" And you're like, "Cause through my childhood and up until recently, because now if you're not gay, I think it's illegal, but up until like it's been up until recently, it's been an age-old truth that for some reason, girls, like, there's a huge chunk of girls that like dudes that are like a few percentage points like feminine. You know what I mean? Like, you see it with like the K-pop stars. Like, they all look super androgynous and kind of like chicks, but like these fucking teenage girls go fucking bonkers over them. You've seen it with, there's a million musicians. Like, dude, back in the day with glam rock or hair metal or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like they're literally wearing, like you thought emo was bad. Like they're wearing like eyeliner and teasing up their hair and wearing blouses and fucking fishnets and all that shit. But dude, they got more pussy than anyone else. There's always been this thing because I don't get a lot of things, but if I can tell you're doing it to get pussy, I will judge you less for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I would always notice certain things. People would be like, why the fuck are they dressing like that? I'm like, it probably gets some fucking pussy.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, do you hear all of the girls screaming their fucking dicks off right now? Like, every single one of the girls in the crowd are screaming their assholes out of their fucking throats because they want to shove whatever's in those tight pants inside of their little holes. That's what they want. They want those bits in their holes because they get you. They get you so much, and they
for legal reasons, Pat is clearly only talking about of age holes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm talking about now, like the 36-year-old women in the audience still screaming at the 57-year-old man on the stage, going like, "I just want to go back to school." And just like,
yeah, exactly. That's what we're talking about. Not ew. Please, no, Pat. Don't bring up tight young pussy. Ew.
Not fertile 16-year-old holes. I'm talking about
don't put a number on it.
I said not those, Andy. Not those.
You dancing.
YouTube, not those holes. The other holes.
Line, Pat. God damn.
Other hole.
God damn, we got 2 left feet in this department.
Please monetize.
Like and subscribe. Wait, what did John have the problem with? I was way too concerned with making sure my fat belly wasn't showing to worry about my style. Yeah,
another problem with fitting. Another problem getting in the pit. You swing your arms up, your shirt's coming up, your belly's coming out, and everyone's gonna look at it. You know everyone's gonna look at it.
Here's the thing. What? This is what I love. This is what I love too about the trend now, where like baggy clothes are getting a little bit more popular. Because back in the day, it was all about tight clothes. So there was a bunch of big boys like us trying to fit into some clothes we had no business fitting in. Dude, me accepting, I'm way past an XL, but I remember me accepting I was an XL, bro. Me accepting I was a 2X. They were like some well overdue days when I finally accepted that. But here's the thing: it's like, well, let me say this to throw it out to my big boys out there. This whole, I want to dissolve this, stigma. No, I don't know what the word would be, but it's like this whole concept that if you lift your hands above your shirt and your belly's showing, you're too fat or whatever. And I go, I'll say this. Everyone's fucking tummy comes out. It's just funnier when ours come out because they're big and round and hairy. But I'll say, bro, anyone, if you're wearing like a fucking shirt that's too small on you, you put the hands up, or even most shirts, you put your hands up, the tummy's coming out.
Normalized belly's coming out.
That's a conspiracy. This is a conspiracy that the thin mainstream media has put on us big boys, and they're acting like it ain't fucking real. But the other part I will say, all right, Pat, put him down. The other part I will say this. Guys, also, I've learned this recently. Get over yourself. Just go up a size. Yeah. Go up a size.
Don't tell anybody. You don't have to broadcast it, but go up a size.
You don't have to. And also, too, you're not gonna lose the weight.
So your advice is to give up and buy a bigger shirt, fatty.
Well, no. I paused. I paused for comedic effect.
You gave me a pat pause there.
But here's the thing. Are you mentally in shambles? No, you're not going to lose the weight. That's the thing about growing up and being fat. You're not, or unless you have like a heart attack and you have to, or something like that. But
are you gonna like really? Come on.
But if you're not mentally in shambles, you're not gonna lose the weight. So until you break down emotionally, just go up a size.
Yeah, honestly, it's
and you'll feel better too. You won't do the fat guy shirt pull as much.
One of the worst things to have, in my opinion, and this is speaking from
from personal experience, and I may even still have some in my closet right now. Gold
AIDS.
clothes, no, gold clothes. Like to have, like, oh, that I'll fit in. I'll buy this because I'll fit into this by next summer. This is going to be my next summer
Oh,
shirt.
gold clothes are
Gold
brutal.
clothes will not only crush you, but they will continue to crush you until you just donate them and get them out of your house. How many shirts have I owned that I never tried in the store? I need to start doing that too. Try shit on at the store. That's another fat guy thing that I never liked doing, because it would just be, why do I have to feel this in here? Like I can make this work. I'll wear an overshirt or there's something, but let's just not do this here. Let me just take this home, and I can have the cool part show, and I can cover up the other parts.
In that vein, you know who never has to try a shirt on? A guy who goes a size up.
That's right.
Well, here's the thing too. With me lifting weights, I got big ass shoulders. I'm becoming a much bigger boy. I just buy the 3X. They all fit, dude. Every 3X fits.
Yeah.
Except I will say this. Now, we love talking about merch, and I got this email. Wait, am I showing any sensitive info?
Any tits? Any tits this time?
What?
You got any tits on the screen, Andy? Get some tits.
No. I got an email from Knocked Loose. They like restocked their merch store, so I was clicking on it, looking through.
Like, hey, fatty, we got your size again, you fat fuck.
Well, no. Here's the thing. No, this is the thing, Pat. They don't.
What?
Yeah. So let me cross my legs, my big fat legs.
I saw the camera move.
It really did, dude. It really did. But no, my wife, she had this, I forget what the website is, but it's this like cool list where you can just make a Christmas list. And it's this cool website where you can just make a Christmas fucking list and do all that shit.
Is it the Notes app on your fucking phone?
No, so let me get to the next part of this statement, you fucking know-it-all cunt.
Sorry.
And I'm just kidding.
Oh no, that was a pause. I just want to let you know that was a pause. I said sorry. Eat my dick. That's over.
Okay. I will. Get over here now. No, so you post links to the shit you want for Christmas. And so you can just, people will be like, what do you want for Christmas? And you just send them this like big ass like list, and then they click on it, and then it goes to the fucking thing, and then you can like click on it so it gets off the, it's very nice and organized. But either way, I put on that list, I put like Knock Loose merch, and I was just like, are you laughing at me because I'm a fucking idiot?
No, I'm laughing because you're literally explaining the Notes app.
It's not the Notes app. It's not the fucking Notes app. It's the note. You think that's the same as the Notes app on the phone?
Everything you just explained, you can do with an application that is on standard on every iPhone.
Yeah, but you got to do a lot of extra shit. Are you crazy?
No, you just got to make a list and then email it to somebody.
Bro, I'll text you a fucking link.
Send me your Christmas list because I want to know what to get you. So send me your Christmas list. I would love to see.
It's not. This is crazy. This is crazy. It's not the same as the Notes app, because on this website, you get the link, you put the link in, the fucking website fills in everything else. You got to type everything out on the Notes app. You got to copy and paste the whole fucking thing every time. If someone buys something off the Notes, they have to like let you know and all this other shit. It ain't the same, Pat. You're being silly. You're just trying to win an argument. You're being a silly goose.
I was just wanting to hear about the Knock Loose merch.
No, you wanted to be.
Did you tell her what size to get?
You wanted to be a fucking just scoundrel. Anyway,
put together my list. Hold on.
So I put the size on. I put like a 2X on there, and she gets me the 2X. And yo, I don't know where the fuck Knock Loose makes this shit. But dude, I'm telling you, it fit me like an XL. It was crazy how tight this hoodie was. And then we like double checked the size, and it still said 2X. And I say all this to get to the point of like these bands, like, I don't know. I feel like when bands fill up their merch store, they get samples, and they get samples from the fucking company. And it's like, dog, especially if you're in a hardcore band, you know you got big boys in the fucking audience. You know you're selling out of the 2Xs. it's like, dude, have a thing there being like, by the way, you're gonna want to go a size up. And that's
There
why
should be. Well, is there a sizing? Usually they do. I know, and not to shit on your point, but don't they usually have a sizing chart? But if I can just shit on my own point while I'm shitting on yours, when I see the size
all
chart,
right, Gigi Allen.
I'm just throwing fucking shit everywhere.
You're the fucking Gigi Allen of points.
I'm a goddamn chimp over here. I think the sizing chart is also the thing where they're like, oh yes, if you have a 52-inch chest, like who the fuck knows their like what hardcore fans know their suit size? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. The
But,
size.
like, usually
every
they
time
do
you
have a
pull,
size chart.
every time you pull up the sizing chart, you're like, oh, just more. It's like when you see a word and then you don't know what the word means, then you look up the definition and the definition has the word in the definition or just synonyms for, and it just has other words you don't fucking know. And you're like, exactly. I'm buying a fucking crew neck for a hardcore band. The fuck you think I have my waist measurements?
I told
or not waist, but like my breast.
When I found this out, this is the problem with the size chart or any of that shit. Is like I remember when I told this to Lemaire, I like texted him in the store and I was like, do you know that like shirts come in like numbers? Like you can't. I always thought it was small.
You mean dress
medium.
shirts?
No, like any shirt. Like you can get like a this kind of shirt, like a 16 or something like that. Like
that's what happens when you. That's what happened, because I feel like you and me buy most of our shit from Walmart. When you leave Walmart, they have other measurement types. That's why whenever I go buy a new dude, every time I need a fucking suit for a wedding, the first suit I had just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So I have to go. I don't know how or why, but I have to go out every time to get like a new dress shirt or whatever the fuck. And I'm standing there looking at 16s and 17s and 18s, and on top of that, they're all in bags. And I'm like, how do I find out? How do I find out what fucking size I am?
And that's the thing. It's like, if you know that my from my shoulder to my other shoulder past my breasts is exactly 32 inches. Like, who the fuck does that shit? Yuppies. That's fucking who. I didn't know that, like, that shirts, or like, I thought numbers were for pants and letters were for shirts, and I thought it was small, medium, large, extra large, XLT if it's longer, you know what I mean? Or that blew my mind. But that's the problem with it, is the fact that if they can just say, hey, this XL kind of fits like more like a large, go up the size or something like that, put a little note that says, because also, Andy, if you are a hardcore band, you're not worth your salt and vinegar if you ain't got a fat boy in your crew. You know what I mean?
And that's why it's so
have a sample size.
That's why it's so egregious what Knock Loose did, because their drummer, and he's a beautiful man, but he's a big boy. He's a thick one, dude. He's a thick John. And it's crazy that, maybe he needs to speak up in the meetings a little bit more, because he's got a bunch of these skinny twig fucks deciding what they need to do for their sizes and shit, and he's just sitting in the back, not representing the big fat fuck fans that he has.
He needs to speak up. He needs to get the shit out of his mouth and start helping us fat boys get comfortable merch that is also safe for us to lift our arms overhead when we're cheering for your band or dancing around.
Yeah, and that was kind of my thing when I was looking up the fucking Knock Loose shirt, where I was like, oh, cool, Knock. And they had some cool ass merch, but I go, oh no, this is going to be teeny fucking tiny on me.
Yeah, it's not going to. So that's why I feel like, and I think that's another issue. And I never will ever like this. And I don't know who does this really, but like returning shit over online, like having to mail shit back and then maybe get another one back or not. I had this whole ordeal years ago.
You mail things back to the company?
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. I hate doing it. But that's what you have to do. If you order the wrong size online, they're going to, like, if you're at the show, that's why I always, anytime I ever bought band merch, it was only at the show, because I would be able to at least hold it up to and be like, all right, I need a bigger one, or no, that doesn't. Or if they don't even have a 2X, like I don't even waste time anymore. I just go, do you have anything in X or 2X? Like, do you
That's what I did. That's what I did at the fucking Defeater show.
Oh yeah.
I walked up to them and the first words I say, I go, "What's your biggest size you have?" Because it's like
Oh,
I'm
really?
not.
Just not even just what's your biggest size?
Yeah, I just go to them. I go, "What's your biggest size that you have?" And they go, or which, yeah, and they go 2X, and I go, "Which ones are 2X?" And it was like literally 3 of the shirts because I've gone to so many shows and they only have like a handful of 2Xs and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I don't know the ins and outs of fucking buying merch. That might be having a shitload of 2Xs might be riskier. Might be a risky endeavor, but yeah, I just as a big boy, I'm always like, I wish there were more 2Xs.
Yeah. I feel
But
like there's
that's probably just a thing though that like monetarily it's just not in the cards. So I think I just have to kind of accept what they got. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna fucking. Because here's the thing: if they had a shit ton of people buying 2 and 3Xs, they'd have a shitload of 2 and 3Xs. You know, that's probably why it's not there. I'm just using basic logic. It's probably
yeah.
not. It's probably not that there. It's probably not there that much because they don't sell a lot of them.
It's
And
it's
with
almost like sporting merch. Sport merch is the same with me. Like a lot of times when I was it's a little easier now. I'm either an X or a 2X, but like it used to be hard for like buying a jersey or something like that. Dude, an extra large or a 2XL jersey. I have a joke about it where like sizes change from place to place. It doesn't matter. Like companies have their
yeah,
extra large is more like a large or more maybe it's more like a 2X. So
yeah,
like any of that shit, I feel like I would get like a jersey that's like a 2X jersey that fit like a fucking like a fucking tight ass swim shirt or something. What's that? What are those things called? Rash guards. I couldn't I couldn't think of the fucking jujitsu term. And I was about to ask you, what's that thing called that you wear in jujitsu? You know what I mean,
um,
right? The rash.
actually, speaking of band merch, just in general, because we're always trying to think about we're very me and Pat are very intrigued in like it's just tough out there for these bands. You can get 100 200,000 monthly listens on Spotify, but you still need a day job and all this other shit. So we're always trying to find creative ways for bands to make more money. And I would like to bring this up because one very creative way a band got my money was Kubla Khan knife.
Yeah. Hell
Bro,
yeah, dude.
10 out of 10 times, if you want my money, put the words Kubla Khan TX on a knife. I am the recent owner of Kubla Khan, or recent purchaser of a Kubla Khan knife. And dude, it was funny. I saw him post it online and on their Instagram story. This is where being on your phone constantly helps because this shit, if I would have missed it in the morning, this shit sold out in only like a couple hours because
Oh
I
wow.
saw it. They had the Kubla Khan knife, and I like looked at it, and my immediate reaction I was go, "This is dumb. You don't need this." And then the other side of my brain goes, "But you really want it," and I go, "That's a real good point. That's a real good point." So I like put the phone down. I thought about it, and then I went to look back, and I saw on their Instagram they go limited to 500, and I go, "Looks like you got to get a Kubla Khan knife." So I am the proud owner of a Kubla Khan knife, and it's fucking great, man. Do more, dude. I did it with bro, right here. I had is the fucking where's the lunchbox? I bought like me. I'm not a smoker of the pot, but I bought Run the Jewels was putting out. This is like a rolling tray
Oh
and
yeah.
shit, and they put out this. Oh wait, it's down here. Is it? My apologies. I don't know where it is. But they put out this like limited edition lunchbox, and it's like a cool steel lunchbox with all like, and it's got like grooves in the design and stuff. But it comes with like a little tincture to keep your weed. Don't put weed in it.
Yeah.
A little grinder. Don't grind up weed in it. And like,
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that, but like the actual thing itself is it's cool to you. Like it probably looks cool. It does have a practical use, even if you use it for that or not. The same thing with the Kubla Khan knife. Like there's a point to it. It's almost like getting anything that would be
yeah,
cool
at the top of the knife.
yeah,
At the tip of the knife, there's a point to it.
yeah, and also the the alongside the front part of it is sharp too, right? You know that?
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool. When you open it. but when it
Will
locks
they
back,
let me bring that in the pit?
no, actually, this is the reason why I couldn't hang out after Nate's headlining set. Remember, I had to find my car and put because I had a fucking pocket knife in, and they were patting people down at the door, and I was like, God damn it, I felt like such trash. But it's nice to know that at least you have the. So now, will this be your walking around knife? Is this your
No,
official pocket knife?
I think you just wanted to leave because you could have put it back and come back.
Dude, I did. I got lost going back to my car.
How long did it take you to get back to your car?
Until when I got to my car is when I texted you. That's when I texted you and said like, so whenever it was like 40 some odd minutes or something. It was crazy. I got lost.
You're like, you know what? I'm sober. I'm just going to go home.
Yeah. I'm like, why am I trying to get back to this place to continue to not drink? And I had already walked through one place where like every one of those young people were looking at me and I don't like it. It made me feel really weird.
It was late at that point. I could see you just.
Yeah, I got lost. I was trying to put back my fucking pocket knife in the car.
You were looking for your fucking car for 45 minutes, and it's like fucking 1 a.m, and you have that thing where you're sober, but you're like you had been drinking earlier, so you're sober, but you're sleepy, and then you're doing you had like a fucking 2-hour car ride, like a car ride for 2 hours home. Yeah, I could see you really being like, yo, fuck this.
I definitely gave up. You guys were hanging out. I could have come back, but I was like, no. At that point, I was just like, I was so pissed off at the fact that I was like, I was pissed off at myself, and then also I think I even tried to like drive up closer, and I couldn't find any parking near there, and I was just like, you know what, I'm done. I'm out. See ya.
Yeah.
I love everybody, but I'm dead.
Yeah, this might be my knife.
Yeah, I'd like it.
Because, dude, honestly, can I like no bullshit? One of the big reasons I got, besides obviously here's the thing: if it was a shitty Kublai Khan knife, I wouldn't have gotten it. But there was something about like the shape of the knife. Like this shape and the circle in it. I don't know. I'm not a knife expert, but I could see enough things of like the shape of the knife and the circle there. I go, I'm pretty sure that's stuff that a good knife has. That's a good. Those are, from what I know, those are good knife attributes.
That looks a lot like the knife I had to put back in my car that night.
They made you put your Kublai Khan knife back in your car?
It doesn't say Kublai Khan. Maybe that's why they made me put it back. But dude, it's very simple for bands to have very cool, interesting merch that will sell out, especially like stuff like that. And I think it's
like a Kublai Khan knife.
Yeah, like the Kublai Khan knife. It has to have the same usefulness as like a groomsman gift. You know what I mean? Like it has to be a flask or a knife or a multi-tool or something like that,
or just make
something
it like
practical that looks cool.
Or just make it like a good, because I'm being funny where I'm going like, oh, it's got the circle and that feels like it's a good knife circle. But at the same time, like if this was just a bullshit pocket knife, I probably wouldn't have gotten it. But the fact that it's actually like a cool and I will say this, I've been wanting a knife. I've been wanting a knife, and the fact that it looks like a cool knife, it says Kublai Khan. So that's why it was a no-brainer purchase. But so I think it's just, and the last part of this, I think it's just a thing of like having a good product. Like perfect example, I get a good easy go-to present for me is just Run the Jewels merch. I will never get tired of it. I literally have a hoodie for almost every album. I have like fucking like a bunch of t-shirts, a couple crew necks. But I got these Run the Jewels. Steph got me these Run the Jewels sweatpants. And they're basic gray sweatpants. They say Run the Jewels down the leg. And now they're decent sweatpants, but I think they made it through like 2 washes before they just became expensive gray sweatpants.
Yeah.
So and now that makes me weary of purchasing whenever Run the Jewels has pants or like or certain specialty items. It makes me weary of like purchasing that shit again. But it really just comes down to like, you know, I think it comes down to like a lot of stuff that ends up selling. Well, not always, but it's, what am I trying to say? I'm just trying to say it's like, oh, just make it a good product. You know, don't you got to think outside the box a little bit and make it a good product and slap your fucking logo on it. So it has the two utilities. It has the abilities of a Funko Pop where you can put it up and go, this is a thing I like. But you
Yeah.
can't just have a this is a thing I like. That's what boggles my mind, sidebar, about Funko Pops, cuz it's literally just like
It's just taking up space.
it's like, dude, what are you doing? You're literally just being like, oh yeah, so what do you guys want to do tonight? Oh, by the way, I like Rick and Morty. Anyway,
Yeah.
so it's like
Yeah.
they're the. Don't get me wrong, I've bought Funko Pops. I'm literally looking at a Funko Pop right there. But after a certain point, because Funko Pops can be an easy fucking gift. You know what I mean? Like I've bought my brother and my dad some Funko Pops. They open it up, they fucking cum their pants. It's an easy gift. But after a certain point, I started realizing, I'm like, oh, you're literally just. It's just like a super autistic gift being like, I like this thing.
There's got to be some kind of practical use to it. Like my mom used to, like, anytime for for Christmas or Easter or any of those things, like she, even into our teens and 20s and stuff like that, we were still doing like stockings, and we would have, Easter baskets, and she'd put stuff together for us and whatever. And for the most part, it was cool because you get a basket of candy. Awesome.
Yeah.
But she was also buying us like souvenir, like plush dolls, like plush animals and like stuffed animals and shit like that. And it was like, after a while, I was like, you have to stop buying us these. I was like, stop buying these for me, because I have no use for it. There's absolutely nothing that, and it took me a while before I realized that, because there was a short time where I was a Funko and like a action figure buying guy. Like I have two left, or one. It's a Todd Bertuzzi action figure that I have here, up there. Todd Bertuzzi right here, best known for when I started to watch hockey, he was somebody that threatened another player. He wanted to kill him, and that next game he ended up breaking his neck on the ice.
Oh, that rules.
Yeah, it was really fucking. He backed it up big time. It was an accident. But it was just really bad. It was, yeah, I know. It was one of those things of like, was it? We're going to have to suspend you, pal. And he's like, well, I didn't mean to kill him. He didn't kill him either, but he did break his neck. It was crazy.
Damn, that 10 out of 10, no notes.
Yeah, I came to a note. I came to a point in my life where I was like the Funko Pops or the action figures or anything like that have no, if it doesn't have a use, or if there's no practical like use for a gift or something like that, but I would love a something I love themed practical gift. So like when I'm searching for hoodies or something like that, if I want to get a new hoodie, I'll look for hoodies from bands or things I like. If I'm looking for a rash guard for jiu-jitsu, I'm gonna get, like, I have a lightning rash guard, I have a Florida rash guard, I have like things. It has to be a theme of a thing I like, but it has to be useful, because otherwise, like, even art. I love art because you can hang art up and you can look at it and it's out of the way and it's up like this. But Funko or shit like that, you have to like get a shelf or a bookcase or something, and all the fucking boxes, and there's no use for it. Like there's like actual no use for it. A knife.
That's where like the action figure collecting never made like practical. Like, don't get me wrong, I get it. Like I've walked through Walmart and just looking at like wrestling figures, and I've been like, oh shit, oh AJ Styles, oh this guy, like you have that moment, but then you start to go, oh, where do I put this? Like when dudes have, like, I get the impulse, but when you have the like action figure room in your house for your collectibles and stuff, that's when I kind of go, like, when it's just the action figures in the box and stuff, that's where I kind of go like, hey, that's why I bring it back to the Kublai Khan knife. That's what I like, is that's the collectibles I want to get, where it's not just like in the context of wrestling figures, like, oh, here's a bunch of action figures. It's like, oh, here's that weird thing. Like if I saw in your collection you had old school cereal boxes that like Macho Man was on, or there was this because they're bringing back Macho Man in the Slim Jim ads. There, I saw when we were in Maryland at Royal Farms, they had this Macho Man.
The little thing that had the holder for the Slim Jims. Yeah.
I literally, for 2 seconds, I contemplated stealing it. That was like my initial impulse, and then I was like, "Can I?" I wanted to almost ask him, like, "Can I have this? Like, this is amazing." But when you just have like the Funko Pops or the action figures, that's the one. Now, if you're reselling them to make money, that makes 100% sense. But when you just have the action figure room, that stuff doesn't completely make sense to me. It just seems like a waste of space. I would rather collecting cards and stuff, whether it be like baseball cards or Pokemon or whatever the fuck it might be. That makes more sense to me.
I don't know if there's any. I just realized I don't know if there's anything I collect anymore. The last thing I was collecting, I think, was the last two things. I gave up on comic books around the same time I did like action figures and Funkos and shit like that. I think I have like some graphic novels and I have like one signed comic book left or something like that I didn't sell. And I think the very last thing that I was actually probably would be considered collecting was hats, but I don't even really wear hats too much anymore. So like, I don't know.
See,
I don't know what I have.
Collecting to me, like hats don't seem like a thing you would collect because you wear hats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like collecting to me is when you have a bunch of stuff that doesn't have a use beyond like looking at it. Or
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like collecting seems to be a thing. Although you can, like I do want to start like I do eventually when we get a new place where I can have like my own space. I do dream about starting like a vinyl collection and stuff like that. Like I went over the one stop on Porch Store in the dude's living room. The entire wall is like filled up with vinyl, and I'd be like, that'd be fun. That'd be fun to have just like your fucking big thing of vinyl. You can have your fucking vinyl room and shit like that. Yeah. But collections a lot of time to me are like a collection is something where you go, it's in this room and I look at it. Yeah. But also, once again, with the hats, with the fucking vinyl, if you're a rich guy collecting cars, there is obviously the version of it where there's like practical uses to stuff. Because like a comic book collection, half of that to me is just like, no, you just like comics. You're not like collecting them. You're getting a bunch so you can read comics. And even with like a vinyl collection, it's just like, that's not like now, if you're going and you go, oh, Black Flag, their first pressing of Damaged actually had the third song was, wrong. If there's like a rare copy where there was like a fuck up on it and, actually it's they put this song twice or something. Like that's a collection because that like a collection to me is like, oh, you have this thing so you can show it to someone and start a conversation. When you have a vinyl collection, you're like, no, I just have a lot of vinyls.
Yeah. I think but I to me, that's more of like, it's a collection, but I feel like vinyl collecting and or listening to or whatever like that, I feel like is more of a hobby than just a collection, because it's really about setting up a room, having a nice chair to sit in, like headphones or something like that, or whatever it may be to like sit there. Headphones. Is that every time I say it? I wanted to see. As soon as I said headphones, you touched your headphones. I just wanted to see if it would work again. But like it's about like the meditation of it, like the practice being like, what do I feel like listening to this, and just kind of like mellowing out in that room or that space that you create or something like that. So
it's the same process.
Really cool, yeah. But you can't do that with Funko Pops. It's not like you're just gonna go.
Yeah, that goes back.
It's just a filler for your room. Like it's just
exactly
while you're listening to records. Like
it goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's so you can go and go, oh, by the way, I like Spider-Man.
You guys heard of Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's Luke Skywalker, but he's got like a big head and like weird black eyes. It's cool.
Yeah. So, my personality is Star Wars, so I really like Star Wars.
I like Star Wars.
Vinyl guys, like John says vinyl guys are like enthusiasts. Yeah. And I think that's actually a good distinction, because I feel like when collectors collectors get a bunch of shit so they can put it in a room and go, I like that thing. Enthusiasts get deep into something that they can be involved in.
It's like classic car guys. Like classic car guys like to get all the parts and make it look like original, and then they just like bring it out and they go like, well, look at that, look at this, huh? Look at that shit. I just made a fucking classic car.
But even with that though, they're more of an enthusiast because then they go, you want to drive this car?
You want to? Yeah. Do you want to get in and actually use this for a practical thing? And
do you want to
like,
use?
Yeah.
Do you want to use the thing?
Yeah, and they're like, yeah. So, and then like, dude, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do next time I go to someone's house and I see someone's Funko Pops. I'm gonna ask if I can play with them. That's what I'm gonna do. I said, can I open those? Can I just open these up?
Well, that's so funny you say that because that was like the big realization I had when I looked at the Funko. Because like I got my wife a Kurt Angle action figure because she loves Kurt Angle, but I can take that out of the box and move his arms and play with it.
Right.
The Funko Pops, like, they're just impractical. They have big head. They can't. They're not really gonna. Actually, that's funny. We have a Funko Pop here of it because we got one for my wife's brother, and they ended up sending us two. So that's our It Funko Pop. But the problem with the It Funko Pop is it's the problem with all the Funko Pops. Little ass legs, big ass head. If you look at it for too long, it'll tip over.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, if you don't keep it in the box, it'll fall over. But they're like any Funko Pop that I've had in my life has either been a gift or has been a mistake. It's either been like, oops, I got an extra Funko Pop, or and like literally, I had it for a while, and then I was just like, I don't even want this for free. Like
I wish you could run
it for free.
Dude, I wish you could run the numbers on how many people bought Funko Pops because they're like, I just need something to pad out this gift giving.
It's
you know, when you need
less
to
thought out than a gift card.
Well, when you're because like every time you like, especially for Christmas, I know this is for me. You get your main gift or two, and then you pad it out with three more things that are like $10 to $20 each.
Almost like decoy gifts. Like you give them those first, and they're just like and they're like, oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. And you're like,
yeah, it's like putting the
last one.
It's like putting the parsley around the plate. You're like, you don't need it, but it just looks nicer.
They're garnished, dude. They're a gift garnish. That's exactly what they are.
Oh, yes, Funko Pop. Thank you for fucking bringing that together.
Garnish. Yes,
Funko Pops are fucking gift garnish. That's yeah. But long story short, they suck ass, and you're a basic bitch if you
Funko and your Pops, you fucking dorks.
More like fuck you, Pops. I wanted to show you this. So, our boy, Post Malone, you know, he's a big fan of bands like Drain.
Yep, he's a huge fan. He actually is a fan.
Well, so, you know who else he likes?
Who's this now?
Your guys, Tsunami.
Get out of here.
Yeah, dude. Post Malone was at the Tsunami show.
Nice. Oh, he actually might be a legit fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But Post Malone, but here's the thing. I'm getting kind of intrigued because I think there might be something happening with these celebrities where like hardcore music is kind of getting into them. Because are you aware of this young lady, Phoebe Briggs? I had to look her up.
Phoebe Briggs. Is that? I know the name. How do I know the names?
She's like a big artist. And
Phoebe
also
Bridgers.
she's also trending today because she showed her breasts to people.
Oh, wonderful. Where can I see them? Do you have those?
I'm not going to bring them up on stream because we are on YouTube.
God damn it. What is wrong with you?
But yeah, she's popular, I think.
I've heard of her for sure.
Yeah, I looked her up because I've heard that name a bunch of times. I thought she was the one girl. Did you ever hear about the one girl who accidentally, or probably on purpose, ripped off, who the fuck was it? Paramore.
No, that was. I actually do know this. That was something Rodriguez.
Yeah, I'm just so out of the loop that I'm like, wait, is that person? Is that this person? But yeah, so Phoebe Bridger, whatever. God damn, I'm old. But yeah, she was rocking a Dying Wish hoodie on her Instagram.
That's pretty sick.
Pretty sick.
And he mentioned no. So wait a minute now. Does she have a boyfriend? I'm not trying to be a dickhead here, Andy. My first gut reaction is, Andy, is does she have a boyfriend?
Is that her boyfriend's hoodie?
Or is her boyfriend in Dying Wish, which would be pretty fucking cool too. It's almost like when when a girl, when a lady, a woman, a very strong and powerful woman that is capable of doing anything, Andy, when they marry a sports figure, they're a big fan of football. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like all of a sudden they just go like, I love the Tennessee Titans. Oh, do you? Or is your husband the fucking cornerback for the Tennessee Titans? Which is okay. Support your husband, support his team. But like, you're also a fucking poser. Sorry. I literally, we started this conversation by saying, I have no idea who Phoebe Bridgers is, or if she has a boyfriend.
You immediately go, is that her boyfriend's hoodie?
Dude, that was my first impulse. Like, that's my first gut reaction. I would say that to her fucking face.
Yeah, that's the problem, is I'm sure you would.
I grab her by the fucking hoodie. I grab her by the little anglets, the little strings, and I go, excuse me, madam, can I speak to you for a second? Are you dating anybody? I'm not interested. I just want to know where you got the fucking hoodie.
That's so funny. I've had that impulse whenever you see a lady on ESPN and you're like, who told you this info? You see a lady break down what happened in the game, and I'm like, who told you this? And which is also double insane because I know way less than her. That's just that's just ingrained misogyny.
These aren't your words, Megan O'Leary.
That was dude, that reminds me of a tweet I was very proud of where I said, I'm in a bad mood. I'm gonna comment under female comedian stand-up clips with the words, did your boyfriend write this joke until I feel better?
Did it work?
Yeah, I felt really good.
No, and I say Megan O'Leary, I want to point this out. If Megan O'Leary is doing commentary or any kind of work for the UFC, I believe her. But she also works for like NFL, and I'm like, you're just a sport. You just love all sports, don't you? Come on, you don't like nobody that loves MMA also loves football. Nobody. I really don't believe that. I really don't believe anybody that loves MMA truly also loves football enough to give their analytics. And like, so I see what agree with you to say, like, you got an earpiece in and they're going, okay, so that's the 10-yard line. Okay, sweetie. And now they're going to take that football. That guy got fired, by the way. That guy got fired for being very condescending for a woman. I just want to give an update on that hypothetical.
Sweetie.
Look here, honey. That brown egg that they have. See the cool big brown egg? It's like kind of looks like it's made of leather. It's real fun. Okay. They're going to throw it as far as they can. That's what I do when I want to feel better, as I mansplain football to women that are commentating football.
That's so funny. Wait, what was I going to say? Fuck. I was going to say another thing. I don't remember. But yeah, it is interesting. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Definitely, however you feel about whose Dying Wish hoodie that is, definitely as you're watching this live, look up Phoebe Bringers on Twitter if you would like to see her boobs. She was at a concert and she was just feeling the moment and just fucking ripped the shirt open. It was just like,
how old is she? Oh, I see it. First thing.
Oh, enough for it to go viral on Twitter. Here's the thing. Actually, I didn't ask that question. If she's not of age, then I'm a victim, and I was forced. Twitter trends was forcing this on me. No, I think she's a adult lady.
I don't think that would be a trending story if she was like a 14. That would be, or I don't know. You know, in this country, I wouldn't put it past them.
Hey,
you know?
I have a good theory on that. Let's move on to a different topic.
Thank you.
That's my theory. I don't know one though. I don't have one.
No, I thought you had something else.
Wait, what were we saying?
Phoebe Bridgers was possibly tearing her shirt open because she just broke up with her boyfriend from Dying Wish.
You know, she wouldn't have whipped her titties out if she had her boyfriend's hoodie.
Exactly. And that's what it was. She was showing her boyfriend how cold she was. It's so cold in the room that look, my nipples are hard. Can I please have your
Tommy,
hoodie to
where's
warm
my
up?
dying wish hoodie?
And she put her arms up. Please put it on.
I
And
need
then
my
he did.
hoodie. I need my hoodie so I can sing this song that a guy wrote for me.
I'm just saying that
We're having fun.
I'm just saying that we have a good time. I'm just saying that that I have not. There has never been a case where I did not lose an article of clothing with a band that I loved that to a spouse that has never fucking heard of them. And because it's so fucking comfy, and I just like it because it's yours, and all this other bullshit.
Oh, that's the most brutal argument for why you can steal my stuff. They go, but it's really comfy. That's why I want to wear it.
Yeah, it's my favorite hoodie.
You psycho?
My favorite hoodie.
Dude, that's the trick ladies do. It's like when they want to make a point, they're strong, independent girl boss, but if they need to win an argument, they'll just be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm mentally retarded. How could you possibly disagree with me?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they'll fucking hit you with the shit where it's just like, "But I want it," and you're like, "Oh, that's an argument a retarded child would make." Like, what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Me too. I also want that. That's the same logic that I use when I'm in traffic of like when somebody tries to merge and I'm already in a lane. I go, yeah, I also want to be here. That's why I'm here. This is the lane that I chose first.
I will say this because I'm thinking about it, and my wife is not a hoodie. There is one hoodie back in the day she stole, but besides that, she's not a hoodie thief. So I do want to make it clear. I mean, I am just going off girl logic in general. My wife's like when it comes to hoodies, my wife's pretty chill. She got the knocked loose hoodie because it was super small on me.
I was gonna say I don't know if it's exactly. If it's wife behavior, but it is definitely girlfriend behavior. So I think
sure. I like to keep it. I like to keep it a buck when shitting on my wife. You know, because if she didn't actually do it, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I'll shit on my wife.
I'm gonna call her on her bullshit if she's doing it, but if she's not, Dom had my NoFX hoodie for the one that you actually were like. Remember, I wore it once, and you're like, "Hey, that looks like a new hoodie," and I'm like, "Yeah," because I just got it back from Dom. I'm like, she just took it. Wore it a couple times, claimed it as her own, and then never wore it again. And I'm like, I like this hoodie. Can I fucking wear this hoodie?
Dude, that reminds me about something I was just talking about to a friend where when I was in college, the like group of girls that we would always hang out with, like I remember one of the girls called dibs on me and then did nothing about it for a while. And I was like, you don't do that. Because I remember I'd be talking to girls and they just wouldn't be like fucking into me. And it was probably partially my personality. But then I was like, then I became aware of the dibs and I was like, that didn't help either, lady.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna call dibs on a dude, do something about it. Anyway. That was a wound that got ripped open the other day.
Yeah,
I eventually had sex with her, so I won.
Consensually.
I won. No.
Moving on.
Oh, I was gonna say on the Phoebe Briggers thing, while it is cool that she ripped her boobies out.
Yeah.
It is. I will say this. It is getting to a point like. I'm getting bored of tits, dude. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. No, tits need better context to them, dude. Because like, bro, last time I was going to the city, I remember I saw a pair of nipples and I was like, sweet nipples. And then by the time I got to like Gas Digital,
you say it out loud too. Sweet nipples.
I'm in my car. I turned down the music. I rolled down the window. I go, sweet nipples. No, dude, but I remember I got into New York, I saw some nipples, and then by the time I got to Gas Digital, I was bored of nipples. There's too many nipples, dude.
No.
And then I start realizing I'm following a bunch of Muslim chicks on Instagram because they won't let me see anything. And I go, why the heck are you not letting me see? All the other white sluts are letting me see. What's so great about you?
Infidels over there spreading their twat on camera. And what's going on here?
it's just funny when you see. It's just funny when you see like I get it. Phoebe Bridgers, she's doing the fucking thing. She's going viral. That was probably some feminist thing, but it always cracks me up with like normal chicks, where you're like, you don't gotta like you could keep a lot of that locked up. You don't have to like try as hard.
To
Dudes are way more simple. You just have to do gross stuff to them a couple times a month and be a fun hang. And you could wear a baggy sweater till you die, bitch. You know what I mean? That was an unnecessary bitch right there. I take that one back. But you know what I'm saying is like, dude, you could be frumpy as hell, but are you like a good hang? And when you do gross stuff to his penis every once in a while?
Yeah, but I think I like the fact I always like when there's unexpected or like kind of like surprised nudity in any public space. So like anytime I remember once I was working at Starbucks and I was at the front register and this lady that was sitting like directly
as
across
opposed to the back register.
Yeah, there's a register at the back of the store for the drive-through too, dickhead. Do you want me to give you the layout of the store? So I'm in the stock room.
That's not
all
the
right.
back of the
I'm
store.
next to the walk-in. Yes, it's directly behind me. If this is the front, that's the back, right?
No, the back is in the back. This is in
the
a
left.
different
It's the
part
west.
of the front. No, it's off to this. It's side
I'm near the
front.
northeast corner of the room. Is this okay? Is this a good one? I'm facing a wall.
Northeast quadrant. Just say that. Just say that. Just say that.
There's a counter in between us. Thank God.
English is simple. It seems like you know it. Just say that.
Does it seem like I know it?
No, you can say it. You can't read it. That's the distinction.
There was a woman, a redheaded woman that looked a lot like Isla Fisher. You know who I'm talking about from Wedding Crashers? It's Borat's wife in real life.
Oh, yeah.
The redhead. So she looks a lot like that, just to give you context. And she's meeting a friend of hers, and she, I guess, she has a baby with her, right? So as she's talking to her friend, she leans over and picks the baby up out of the carrier, and then just pulls a titty out for like a good 5 Mississippi before the baby actually comes up to the titty. And it was the greatest day of my life. Like I was fully in the moment. I didn't take my phone out and take a picture. I was just like, I actually even like in my head, I went, yes. I didn't say it. It was all my power just to not say that out loud. But like I love when it like, so if this Phoebe Bridgers thing is kind of like that, is another one of those like it's an activism thing. It's, free the nipple, do whatever. I just like when activism also is like happily coincides with giving me boners. It's the coolest thing because yes, you're empowered. I'm fucking horned up, and we can both go home and jerk off about it. It's cool. That's what activism is. It's about equal opportunity, pervs, right?
That does suck ass.
Because there is a perverted nature to this too. There's it's weird to want to be naked in public. So when it's not empowering to be like, look at my titties. I don't think it's cool when guys have their shirts off in public too. It's one of those things that it's weird to be nude in public. So you're kind of getting off on this too. So it's okay. We're both having a good time.
That does suck ass though when that's like your girlfriend and then she was like, and then you're like, hey, can you not whip your tits out at the concert? And she's like, well, Ruth Bader Ginsburg once said, and you're like, God damn it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, fine. You know what? I've thought about it, and I guess it rules that you whipped your tits out. Now that I think about it,
I'm actually proud of you.
You've yelled at me, and I've thought about it, and I actually love it. That rules because that's how equality has happened. You whip your tits out, and I don't feel anything about it because equality.
Equality. That's equality, where you say how I should feel, and I say it.
Yeah, awesome. You do a thing, and I don't critique it one bit.
Not even a little bit. And honestly, no notes for Phoebe Bridgers either. I will say, I like her. I like her boobs covered up in a hoodie. I like her boobs out and about. I'm not familiar with her music yet, but I'll check it out.
I'll check it out. We just got some info on the line. Phoebe Bridgers. What's that, boys? 29. Let's go.
Wow. Well, too old for Leo DiCaprio, but good enough for me. Sorry, my cat's fucking with my mic again.
No,
I don't know what to do with these cats today, Andy. They're just a handful. I'll tell you what.
Should I shoot him with a gun? Ooh, you want to borrow my Kublai Khan knife?
Yeah. Do you have it? Does it have a circle in it?
Pat, you think I wouldn't buy a knife with a circle in it?
Is it a nice circle though?
It's a circle that when you see that circle, you go, "Oh, that's a good knife."
Oh, that's a good knife. Look at that.
Add a good knife circle on there.
That'll rip a gator's mouth open quick.
All right. Do we have anything else?
I think honestly, just acceptance for each other for who we are and the things that we love and the way that we love.
Yeah, exactly.
And also the music that we listen to. Honestly, it's a pretty slow music week. I'm excited about listening to.
Oh, was that obvious? How
Well,
long we spent on knives and tits? Was it a slow news week?
But no, we have some pretty cool new bands to check out, or at least new to me. I'm really liking Random Hand.
Oh yeah, if you guys are watching live, just a reminder, we did do a new music stream again this Friday. We're back with that. So we had with good ass bands, and then we had to break up the stream because it was getting flagged or whatever the fuck.
Also, I do want to bring this up. We did. This is our third show this week, so that's probably another reason why we don't have a lot to talk about.
We just want to get back. We're just trying to get back on the schedule and shit like that.
Like
but I don't know. I thought it was good. But yeah, no, just we're actually getting to a point with editing up clips and doing reaction videos and streams like that. We're hitting up basically like almost daily content. So you can always hop back here to get more stuff, and there's always discussion. Always appreciate. Actually, I was gonna say always appreciate comments, and I really wanted to read this one comment for you.
Okay,
This made me. This will be a good way to go out because this one comment. Oh fuck, where the fuck is it? Give me a second. But
That's
no, yeah, dude. Keep the comments coming. Let us know what you think. If there's an album that comes out, because actually, like, I think I see Tonye in the chat. Tonye, not his real name, but how he goes by when he's dropping sick ass porn on the Panties in the Mouth Discord.
Hell yeah.
Tonye had a comment this was technically in the Panties Discord, but he was like, "Yo, Andy, I know." He was like, "Yo, you better be talking about the new Wolf and Bear song on the stream." And I was like, "I didn't, but you know what? That gives me a good thing to go talk about and make a reaction video and stuff." So if you guys ever have fucking suggestions, leave them down in the comments and shit. But yeah, let me read this. So on our when we were doing Law and Order Warped Tour unit, we were talking about Anti-Flag. And I found this comment, and this totally got me. You ever read one of those things online? It'll be a meme, and then when you get to the end of the meme, it'll just start saying the Fresh Prince theme. Like you go on this long ride, and it's and you think it's a real thing. This had a very similar theme to it. Hopefully I'm not ruining the bit now. But he goes, "There's a podcast where no names were mentioned. Why would you say you're innocent and break up the band in the middle of a tour? Overseas, I always thought Anti-Flag were fake posers. But learning that it's that bad, it's just insane." And I was like, "Good comment. You got me."
Yeah,
I'm like reading through it like, what? Oh, I got fucking razzle dazzled.
It's like a haiku.
Yeah, so leave us fun ass comments. Like
They don't
that.
all have to be riddles, but yeah, pound off. Like, let us know what you think.
Pound the fuck off. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Until next time, we love you all. Have a good one. Be about it. Peace.